An introduction to constructive dismissal in employment law. Constructive dismissal is a complex and often misunderstood area of employment law. Unlike a traditional termination, where an employer explicitly ends the employment relationship, constructive dismissal occurs when an employer unilaterally makes a fundamental and substantial change to a core term or condition of an employee's employment contract, and the employee treats this change as a repudiation of the contract by the employer, leading them to resign. Essentially, the employee is forced to quit due to the employer's actions, and the law views this resignation as a dismissal, thereby entitling the employee to common law reasonable notice or pay in lieu of notice, just as if they had been expressly fired without cause. There are generally two main branches of constructive dismissal that Canadian courts recognize. The first branch is the single fundamental breach approach. This involves a one-time, significant alteration to an essential term of the contract, such as a substantial demotion, a significant reduction in salary or benefits, or a major change in work location. To establish constructive dismissal under this branch, the change must be so substantial that it demonstrates the employer no longer intends to be bound by the essential terms of the original agreement. The employee must object to the change and resign within a reasonable time. Otherwise, their silence may be interpreted as acceptance of the new terms. The second, more nuanced branch is the series of breaches, or cumulative course of conduct, approach. This occurs when an employer engages in a pattern of objectionable conduct, which, when viewed individually, might not constitute a breach, but taken together creates a hostile or intolerable work environment that effectively forces the employee to leave. Examples include continuous harassment, persistent lack of support, or repeated minor demotions. The key in this scenario is that the overall atmosphere created by the employer's actions is so detrimental to the employee that it is considered a fundamental breach of the implied term of trust and good faith inherent in the employment relationship. Establishing a claim for constructive dismissal can be challenging, as the burden of proof rests squarely on the employee to demonstrate the substantial nature of the employer's breach. The court applies an objective test. Would a reasonable person in the same situation as the employee have felt that the essential terms of the contract had been breached? It is not enough that the employee subjectively felt compelled to resign. The employer's conduct must be objectively intolerable. For employees contemplating such a claim, seeking legal advice promptly is crucial, as is explicitly protesting the change before resigning, to better establish that the resignation was compelled, not voluntary. In summary, constructive dismissal serves as a crucial legal mechanism to protect employees from employers who attempt to evade their notice obligations by indirectly forcing an employee out. It is a powerful doctrine that recognizes that not all terminations are explicit. Some are effected through the deliberate erosion of the employee's contractual rights. Understanding the two main branches, the single fundamental breach and the cumulative course of conduct, as well as the high objective standard of proof required, is essential for both employers seeking to manage their workforce fairly and employees seeking to protect their rights. To learn more about our law firm's employment law legal practice, we welcome you to visit our website or contact our law firm to schedule a confidential consultation. Thank you.